Hey, Maddie. This is the craziest thing.
We knocked on Maddie's door a second ago. I don't know who answered.
They have 2 cooks.
Yeah.
They already have a couple of cooks there. But yeah, this is all good. All good for me.
Okay. Cool with the filming?
Sure.
Okay,
Yay.
awesome.
Let's go.
Where does the show go?
On YouTube, nobody really watch it. Maybe like
Hopefully.
200.
So I get to hang out with you and you're going to cook me dinner.
Basically,
Yes.
we're good people. I've also brought lettuce from my garden and fresh herbs, and Yuliku brought mushrooms.
I have oyster
But
mushroom.
we'll work with what's in your
This
kitchen.
is like so, yeah, this is awesome. Great. Happy to do this.
Okay, cool, Asher.
I just want to, I'm going to move. We can sit, do you want to sit outside for a
Yeah.
bit, or do you just want to get to it?
No,
If you are working on something, we can just hang
I'm
out.
sort of doing some music,
Yeah,
but
we can
you
hang
come
out.
in and take a look at what I was doing.
that
Yeah.
also sounds
Would you like
really
to see
cool.
that? I
Yes.
can show you
We
that.
will have to.
I would.
Um,
Okay, shoes
So-
off here.
so welcome to my place.
Thank you. Shoes off here?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
cool.
No,
All right,
ma'am.
I'll get the door.
Like, how was your
Thank you.
vaccine stuff? I'm double. I'm past quarantine. I'm good.
I've got one.
Okay, so we're not going to give it to each other. Come on in. Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
So, Yuli, is that your name?
Really cool. Yeah. Really cool.
Yuli, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yuli, cool. One. Okay, great. And remind me of yours.
Dom. It's Dominica. The
Dominica.
Long, but Dom, yeah.
Hi, Dominica. So, welcome to my house.
I already love, I saw the love in the window and I was like, ooh.
Take a picture of all of it.
Yay.
Oh, I love that you're into sharing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So you're in the home of a guy who's a composer, and here you can have one of those.
That's
I'll
so
get you another
cool.
one. I don't have any more there. I have more.
I think we can
Can I
share
show
one.
you?
Yeah, I think we can share one.
Okay, cool.
Just
And
stand
there it
in
is.
front of the real one, though.
Oh, yeah. We're in the home of Asher Ettinger.
So on the way to the kitchen, come on in. You can see I've got so
We're
many.
getting a house tour.
So many of these. Look how many are just stacked against the wall. It's just such a shame. This is not my work. This is the work of a friend.
That's gorgeous. I think it's so strange when people paint things and then they don't put up their own art in their homes and they buy art. So I love that your art is actually up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the
And
house
then you
should be
can
a
see
reflection
it.
of the person living in it.
Exactly. And then it's like, I already feel like I have a sense for who you are, Asher, just
Yeah.
looking at your
Well,
art.
yeah, I am who I am. I don't pretend at all. This is it.
I love it.
Like me, hate me, whatever. So this is my
There's so many
this is my kitchen.
I'm having sensory excitement.
Me too.
What was that?
I'm having sensory
You're
excitement by
buzzing.
all of the colors.
Well, colors have been my thing, and there you
This
see.
is so
Oh,
cool.
it's so awesome. I mean, I'm wearing all black.
Are
today, but
those
I'm very
actual-
excited by all the colors.
Lots of reasons to wear black.
Are
Yeah.
those actual orange?
No, I'll show you what they are in a sec. I have a little bit of an OCD thing about things. So I had this idea to make this for quite a long time, but as you can see, it's really a hard plastic. You can feel it, but look closely at
so
it.
real.
Look closely at it, and you'll see these little kind of almost glass beads.
It's sparkly.
Yeah, and that's what gives
sparkly.
that's what makes it look like it's a real orange or a real clementine.
Yeah.
I see.
It looks like dewdrops almost.
And
Yeah.
and the skin is quite real.
Yeah.
So, but the idea of making a hybrid, was a little bit of, it was an inspiration actually from something I saw in Paris, but nonetheless, there you go. And it took me a year and a half. I had made this, and I couldn't find the right oranges. All I found were these big, ugly, shiny plastic ones like you get at Walmart.
Yeah.
They were ugly.
Yeah.
And then I was walking along on a store on College Street. I look in the mirror and I look in the window, and there they are.
That was it.
So
So I bought
that's
18.
You
I
just
bought
stumbled
18
upon
of them
it.
and
That's
popped them in there.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that
the story.
art can take so much time. It just comes on its own time. A year and a half and I dabble, but I'm just
But it's not like
yeah.
I was doing nothing for the year.
No,
and a
of course
half.
not. But that's when you have all these things going and it just
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
together as it comes together, and I think it's really cool.
I have a corner of
Yeah.
things on the go over there, and
Mhm.
if it's on the wall, it's finished.
Amazing.
If it's on
So,
the wall, it's
Yuliku, what are we cooking? What are you thinking?
Um,
I brought lettuce from the garden, romaine lettuce. too. Okay, so I brought romaine lettuce from the garden.
Okay, so here, let me just introduce you to the cooking area.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to be using stovetop?
Is that okay?
Stovetop good, stove no.
Okay, no, stovetop. I'm thinking, do you potentially have pasta and some tomato sauce laying around?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
How do you
Those are
feel about
staples
that?
for me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, because I brought parsley, so I'm like, I can, spruce up some tomato sauce from a can with
So
parsley.
here's what I could provide you.
Yeah.
Pasta. In the pasta department, I can provide you with.
Let's see.
I could provide you with polenta, which I really like.
Ooh, okay.
That's cornmeal.
Oh, I know
I
that.
have these
Gnocchi.
gnocchi,
Okay.
and I have also. They take a long time to cook.
Yuliku's gonna take a look, and maybe Yuliku's gonna get some ideas.
Actually, that pasta, the little.
Oh no, I keep all
You
my
like the
secrets
little-
in there.
Okay, the gnocchi. Is that going? And there's tomatoes.
I don't eat meat.
That's
so
good.
you're not making meat.
Neither do I. That's why we work with what people have in their fridge.
Oh, good. That's smart.
Yeah.
You want to do this?
Yeah, sounds
I think
good.
that works with some
This
lettuce.
is just so crazy.
Okay, cool.
I love this. I gotta get a picture. Now I have over here. I have these
Lots of
really
sauce.
awesome red pesto. I'm gonna take all of these out. You'll use your nose, and
I like it. I'm a chaotic in a good way where I just like working with what's presented. And
Yeah.
I think Yuliku does too.
It's the compost.
So that's
Well,
cool.
those are really good. Okay, those are really good.
Awesome.
Okay. The truffle oil. You've used truffle oil in the past.
I have.
Okay, so you know, don't use a lot.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
I've made that mistake
This stuff
a few
gets
times.
stinky. So I'm leaving it over here with my other sort of oils. All right?
I just want.
Yeah. Do you guys smoke weed?
Occasionally, but
But
right.
not for the show.
But right.
I haven't tried yet.
You haven't tried yet?
Yeah.
Okay, one of these days you will.
I'm a pothead.
It's good for creative.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
good for creative folks.
I might get halfway.
You
We'll
know?
see.
Opens up your creative pathways.
That's how I've made all my songs so far.
Yeah, right?
I'm a night owl, so like a midnight toke, and then
Yeah.
we
it's a
just
good
get
way to do
into
it.
a flow for 4 hours.
It's really it's really good for music. I don't know what science data there is available to back that up.
I feel
But,
like it just
but-
gets you in a flow state. Like for some people, it takes like more energy or something. Yeah, I don't know the science either though.
You know, I'm gonna sit here while you guys do this.
Sounds good.
You know, I'm wondering, you see this thing here? This is, a cooking surface.
Ah.
So, if I clear this away, one or both of, one of you, are both of you preparing or just one?
Yuliku is making mushrooms.
Yeah, I think I can use
This space.
Well, you can use this space.
And
yeah,
I
or
can use
there you-
I
okay.
can use this space.
Okay, good.
Okay. Sounds good.
The towels, hand towels and stuff are just right over here, nice and accessible.
Thank
Okay.
you for being so trusty.
Oh,
and
this
letting
is-
us into your home. Yuliku said, what did you say, Yuliku?
What did I say?
It normally takes how long?
I
You're like
think
the
it
ape
took
house?
me 16 hours last weekend to lock on people's door.
Before somebody let you in?
Nobody.
Wow.
It's before you were with
I
me,
didn't even
Yuliku. You didn't. No, that was
Well,
nice.
I tell you, I love to cook.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a sort of a fast cook,
Uh-huh.
surface cook. I don't use my oven. I store my pots and pans in there.
Uh-huh. That's how I know. There's a lot of friends of mine, that's what they do. They store their pots and pans, and I'm like, that tells me the kind of cook they are.
You're a stovetop. Or some people just order in, but I'm a stovetop cook.
Yeah.
And, that comes from having kids and needing to prepare foods quickly. It's, you got to get a meal on the table in 20 minutes because you're going to a piano lesson kind of thing, that sort of pressure. You gotta get it done. And you just worked all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I come home from work, you kick off your shoes, you go to the kitchen, open the fridge, pull, sap, chop, boom, boom, done.
Yeah.
Okay, dinner.
Everything comes together.
And
So much.
how old are your kids?
Now,
They're clearly out of the nest.
38.
38?
38, 34, and 21.
Oh, wow. That's
2
exciting.
moms.
Uh-huh. That's awesome. Very cool. And they're oh my God, there was a camera here this whole time. You're sneaky. Has this been filming the whole time?
We better be careful.
It was my belly
not to
button.
knock that. Yeah, so,
Can't
hello
talk about
everybody.
that.
This is my art behind me here. And I have been painting in this kitchen that we are hanging out in since 2003 when I moved here. I never painted at all before that. I was only a composer and a music producer.
Is that garlic? Yuliku?
Yeah, do you want some?
Amazing. I'm gonna want a lot of that. Do you eat garlic, Asher?
Yeah, not all of that, but...
No, not all of that. We'll be smelling like garlic for weeks.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, I have somewhere here,
Uh-huh.
if you want to use this, let me see if I can find it. This is a fresh garlic.
Oh.
I don't know if that's better.
Oh, we can try it.
I was told to wait, but you know, you're welcome to slice into it if you want.
Ooh. Would you like to contribute it to the communal meal?
I mean, it's just so organic looking.
It is. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, so this kitchen that you're in,
Oh, wow. It smells really good.
yeah, it's probably
Oh.
really good. He said that you can use the stem, you know, for broths and so on. He says it's really flavorful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Tell us about the kitchen.
So just, and I have a couple of very good knives here. Do you need knives?
Yeah.
I will need one too.
Okay.
I can take a big one or a little one.
I don't know if you're gonna need that one, but you can use that one.
I think this one is perfect.
Let me give you a couple of more reasonable ones. Oh, I like this one actually.
I like big knife so I can crush the garlic.
Okay, that would be good for crushing the garlic.
That's some good technique.
Oh, you started to say, I like big knives because I like to stab unsuspecting people who answer their door in their house. I read about you too.
I'm sure that's what people are afraid of, and then they see us, and I wonder, you know,
Well,
when you
what
wonder
they
how
think.
people perceive you,
What
like,
people-
what are they thinking? What's going on in
is
their
she
head?
gonna fucking kill me?
Yeah, like we're two like sweet-looking little humans, and then like we're just gonna.
Well, most of the people, they don't go to the door, they just talk to me in front of a glass.
The glass,
I have a
yeah.
glass
Well,
screen.
understood. You know, listen, when you first showed up, I actually thought that you were. Here you go.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
I thought you were Jehovah's Witnesses.
I said that to her. I said people probably think you're like
Because of you,
Jehovah's
because of
Witnesses.
Yuliku. She's so, you know, Jehovah Witness-ish.
They always would you like to add
Look at this thing. This is.
That's amazing.
Can you send that to us?
Oh,
Send it to
for
the
sure.
Maybe you could put
For
it in
sure.
the video somehow.
Send it to your neighbor and the police.
Because we went to your neighbor and he was
Oh.
like, "What's going on?"
Exactly. Maddie, save me. Save me. You were right. I should never have answered the door.
Before it's too late.
It's so funny. Well, you know,
Okay.
I'll tell you what, a bunch of years ago, a lot of years ago, I decided that I was just going to start going with the flow.
Right on.
And, you know, I'm talking about, you know, I had already spent a lot of years chasing the flow, you know, and hustling and doing what I do, which is
Are you in my brain,
write
Asher?
music. What was that?
I said, "Are you in my brain?" You said, "Chasing the flow," and I'm like, "I've been making that mistake, my friend."
Yeah, well, you know, you do that. You do that when you're a householder, when you have a big nut, when you got to make all that dough.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just the way it is.
What do you mean tracing the flow?
Just chasing dollars. Just
Oh.
you're just living to work. What you do is you set a lifestyle for yourself, and then you got to work your ass off to keep up the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because if you have 1 or 2 bad months when you're a freelance composer like I am, that could, you know, that gets stressful.
Yeah, I bet. Do you have onions? Oh, I'm very excited.
So this wine is a little on the sweet side.
It smells good. Mmm. Did you smell? It smells yummy. Oh, that's yummy. is fruity. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Random adventures.
It's a random adventures. So what, you know,
Ooh.
how did you pick the area? How did you pick the area, the neighborhood?
I had a person who came with me. We went to Dufferin, near Dufferin and Keene.
Yeah.
It didn't go so well.
Oh no.
So we went to 16 Pit because I always love 16 Pit.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, if you're in this area, you just take a look up from the sidewalk at Asher's porch. If I'm sitting there,
I will say hi.
wave hello,
I love Grace Street too.
or just come on up and have a seat. I'm just gonna reply to this.
Of course. It's funny, Yuliku, because you asked me last week or 2 weeks ago. You asked me what neighbor I wanted to go to, and I said, I said the annex or Koreatown, and here we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I lived in the annex, so I have a soft spot for it. Because
It's
it's
a
the
very
best.
nice area.
Yeah.
Me too. This whole sort of quadrant of the city is really where I feel at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I left Montreal in '77.
Yeah. You just weren't feeling it there. You're like, Toronto's home.
Oh no, Montreal was, yes, I wasn't feeling it there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody who was English was feeling it then. You know, this was when there was really a strong nationalist current
Oh, okay.
of anti-Anglophone kind of sentiment. So in the same way that so many other people have been discriminated against, I was discriminated against.
That's
And I
correct.
don't stick around for that.
Mm.
So I was in a good jazz band for 2 years, and you know, you work hard, and you finally get a chance to play.
In your mushrooms? I'll cut it. Or do you want to use the whole thing?
I will just take this.
Okay, sounds good.
Or
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get the two of you.
Do you have
Hello.
olive oil?
Yes, I need to get the both of you. This is just, unless, okay, come on. Oh yeah, beautiful, but
So are we just trusting that the flavors we're using are gonna come together? I like it. We're gonna see. I think they will though. Mushrooms, parsley, leeks, this all sounds solid.
yeah. So in '77, you know, we were hired to do a showcase gig at a pretty big place.
Mm-hmm.
The highest profile place in Montreal. So we were really excited because we were finally going to make it.
You're doing
Not
it.
make it, but we were the industry people were going to come up and see us, and we were a good band. And 2 weeks before the gig, my manager, who was a French Canadian guy, Normand, he said, "Your gig was canceled. They've changed their policy. No more Anglophone bands."
Wow.
I said, "You know, Normand," I said, "I'm not waiting until they put a yellow E on my shirt. I think I'm getting out. I'm leaving. The band is done. I'm moving to Toronto."
Yeah.
That was in June, and in September I was here.
Why wouldn't they allow you to have a pet?
Well, because
What year was this?
they were protecting, in their minds, they were protecting
French culture.
the integrity of the French culture.
Because
Because English people were privileged. We had so many more advantages, despite being a minority. So they wanted to get back those advantages. And by doing that, they took away opportunities for people who were English.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But here's the stupid thing, is that I was fluent in French. I could speak French. I still can speak French completely, comfortably, switch in and out. And that's exactly the kind of person that you want to keep in your jurisdiction. You want a creative, an entrepreneur type of person. You want someone who respects
The culture.
that kind of,
People are gonna come together.
that respects your awareness,
Yeah.
that rather than holding on to old values. So that's what I'm like. Anyways, when he said that we lost it because we were English, I said, I am leaving. I am out of here. I am not going to put up with this bullshit.
That's
I
fair.
said, we only speak French to the audience. We never speak English on stage. We're English guys, all of us, you know. So I moved here, and I'm not sorry. I worked in the recording studios and wrote lots of music.
And did you feel more welcome here?
Yeah, I did actually.
That's cool.
I like being anonymous here too. In Montreal, you kept seeing people from the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily who I wanted to bump into.
Oh, that's fair.
I seek more artistic people, more
Yeah.
eccentric kind
Your
of people.
people. Your people. We all got our people.
Yeah, I can't talk about shopping malls and whose car is nicer. I don't care about those things.
There's certain things that just get work.
I'm
so excited for these mushrooms you got for me.
I love mushrooms. Mushrooms are. Somebody was telling me the other day. The same guy who gave us the olive oil, and the same guy who offered that rigatoni, the sort of organic source rigatoni. He was telling me about mushrooms and how healthy they are. He says mushrooms exist in the forest as communication between trees.
I'm literally obsessed with this, Asher. I watch mushroom documentaries all the time, and if I go into photography, it's specifically so I can take photos of mushrooms.
So tell me more about mushrooms.
You got it.
I have some magic mushrooms here.
Those are also great. Definitely into those. Those definitely reconnect you to everything.
You don't want to cook with them.
I've never even thought of that, actually.
They're kind of effy. Well, they lose their potencies when they're
when you cook them and break them down, that makes sense. I mean, unless you make tea. No, but you were right. You had it. Mushrooms, they're underground networks.
Yeah.
And they create the communication for all forests and stuff. Yeah, so like through fungal networks, like if there's trees in a grove and one tree is like maybe not doing well or doesn't have as much nutrients, then through the mushrooms they'll send information to other trees being like, hey, I'm out of this, but then another tree down there might have some extra, and they'll be like, hey, through this network I'm just going to give you what you need, and that's kind of cool, yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, and they're like, there's David Attenborough? I don't know. Was that the document?
Attenborough.
Yeah, Attenborough. He's from National Geographic, I think.
Yeah, he's just a fabulous individual.
Yeah. He did a mushroom documentary. I'm really bad with names. And there was another dude, watched one on YouTube. But they were talking about how fungal networks actually also hold the most carbon dioxide. And we think like trees are always doing that work, but mushrooms actually like suck up carbon dioxide and are like, wow. There's so much in the ground that they're holding and helping us out. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's like so many species of them.
Man, look at that. Holy cow. That shot doesn't do it justice. I just want to stick my face in it.
It smells so good.
That would be so hot.
I don't think I will. Well, one thing we can do for sure is we can eat this dinner outside on the
That
porch.
sounds really nice. I was definitely going to say we should enjoy the stages of composing and everything just becomes that like, oh my gosh, we're here, we're almost there. That's where we're at. Unless you want to put this tomato and cucumber. Okay. Yeah, enjoy the novelty of the winter.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm ready.
No, you.
Oh,
I want to hear your answer.
what's your question?
It's Asher's question.
My question to you is, aside from being just super delightful people, what inspired you to choose cooking as the entree into people's houses? Like, are you both cooks, or do you both have an interest in food? Are you nutritionists, or is that sort of where you lean? That's what my question was.
I think I like to see what's behind the surface. So I think when you talk to somebody,
Give me the phone.
when you talk to someone, I always wonder what's going on beneath the surface. So when you talk to a person, I wonder how do people feel in certain moment. And just like a house, I think when we walk past the neighborhood, we don't dare to look at people's window because that feels like a private property.
Right.
And But we do curious what's behind that surface.
We're always curious,
What's
that's for
inside
sure.
the house? Who lived there?
Yeah.
What's the people like?
So you have that curiosity.
Yeah.
Are you a journalist?
I
In a
think
way, of course you
what
are.
I'm doing
Is
like
journaling.
Journaling.
Yeah.
And you're like I feel like you really create intimacy quickly. Like by, again, you like really enter what's the surface, especially now going into people's homes. I feel like that's what you're really good at, is like making a vulnerable, honest, authentic connection with people. At least that's how I felt when you first approached me.
Yeah. Well,
This is
I-
not an original idea. It's
no, well, if it's not original, where did you hear about it first? And
It's from two guys in UK, in London.
yeah,
They did a show called Stranger's Kitchen, where they knock on people's door and cook for them.
and do this.
Yeah.
Amazing,
They
amazing.
put their phone on their forehead and then they video everything.
I love that. I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
I should knock on people's doors and say, would you like me to play some piano for you?
I love that.
Wow.
I'll come over and I'll just play a little piano for you.
You could do dinner and music as a duo. You like you make music.
Yeah, well, there are so many good ideas
Yeah.
if you don't want to make any money.
I can knock on
Exactly.
people's door and say, would you like me to write a song about you?
Well, I just may.
That would be so nice.
I just may.
Maybe it's a 20-second song.
I write a lot of 15 and 30-second songs. I write a lot of advertising music.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
here, I'll give you this back.
Thank you.
So I've written, I don't really know what the number is, but I like to say 1,000 because that's how many it feels like. But I've written many, many advertising jingles, selling products.
Are they mostly happy music?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much. Our product is bad. You don't usually get too many requests for that. Even though I have sold absolute, I don't know, I'm embarrassed about some of the stuff that I've helped sell. But I managed to use music as a way to make my livelihood and, nice, comfortable sort of middle class livelihood, and it was good. And you got to go to those people if you want to do that. But anyways, I've written a lot of 20-second songs, and in the last many years I've been writing longer songs, collaborating with people, working on a musical. I'm working on a musical now called Aha, where actually one of the main storylines is that a character who represents God commands the lead actor, who is a successful advertising person and famous for his jingles, for his advertising songs. He commands the guy to write an advertising song that will save the world.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, look around. Everywhere you look, you see love. Love is a very important theme in my life. And it's even in that, I even hid it in that painting up there. Right up there. Can you see it? Right at the top right.
Oh, yeah.
A mouse with sugar. Now, if you go close up on the music, on the piano stand, you see the music? It's actually a photocopy reduction of a piece of music from a jazz book that I have called Sugar. And I put the music for Sugar on the music stand, and I put the keyboard as the bait. And if that mouse decides that he's going to play that song because he wants to play the song Sugar, he's going to put his fingers on that keyboard and snap, boom, he's going to be done. How to catch a mouse with sugar.
And
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, most people, I get a lot of comments about that one, and I get a lot of comments about the Clementine. It's going to influence the next thing I do. If I have one over here, then I'm going to choose, well, where's my next one going to go? Or is it going to be a circle?
You set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one here, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, really, and I still don't know what it is. But it's nice to look at, and that's what art's supposed to be. But you just sort of start somewhere, and you
So you
follow the line.
So
you know?
you make your art, and when you begin, you don't always know what you're gonna do.
No, back in the day when I first started, I sketched everything first.
Oh, okay.
But I still didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I used to literally watch my hand go across the canvas, and I go, how did I do that? I had no idea how to do it,
Yeah.
but I just imagined it, I guess.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, baby doll, look at that.
So there is. I don't even remember what's in here now.
So many herbs.
Leeks, herbs, yeah, parsley from the garden. Okay.
Chef table.
Sounds like an album from the 60s.
People. And then we've got.
Look at the light. It looks like moonlight.
mushrooms.
Oh,
Oops.
baby, look at this. Look at this thing coming our way.
Yeah.
Mama Luke.
The topic.
Every mushroom in Toronto is in that thing.
Wow.
Are we starting a restaurant, guys?
Shit.
Okay.
He will be slow cooking at only one table every week.
Yeah. Slow cooking. I love slow cooking. It's like so meaningful. And then we've got some, oh yeah, okay, I haven't finished all the eggs, but we can do this one, which isn't that beautiful. We're gonna put that on
Wow.
top. Maybe off to the side. And
I'm so hungry right now.
where's our garnish? Here we go. Ta-da! The lunch meal we made for you.
You look, oh, okay. I was going to take a shot of the two of you.
Oh.
Right over here. Okay.
I like yolks, but my yolks are yolking around. Okay.
You knew that.
So I put your nice olive oil on there, and then maybe some.
Here.
We're going with
And you
the
make it look
mistakes.
good. What about all that scrapey stuff
And then
at the
we
bottom?
garnish it. Oh, we're gonna scrape that.
That's the
off.
shit right there.
That's the stuff. That's the stuff.
That's so fun.
It's flaky and crunchy, and
Okay.
who doesn't love something flaky
That's
and
gonna
crunchy?
go on yours. That's your egg now, Asher.
Good.
Flaky, crunchy crunch.
That looks just
And
friggin'
one more
awesome.
egg and we're good to go.
That looks friggin' awesome.
You gotta show your neighbor what he missed out on.
Cheers.
Because you are the person and the reason that this all happened. So thank you.
Something else to you for making this happen.
Cheers.
Here's some
Yeah.
for being open. That's for you.
Thank you for inviting us into your
Open-minded.
home.
Oh,
Yeah. Magical dinner.
Amazing. Amazing.
I played a little bit of piano growing up, but I'm trash at it. I would never call myself a pianist. So the way I've like started around making music is like on the computer on Soundtrap. Like you can create your own beats using the keyboard. So I can click like a drum set or percussions, and then use my keys to create a loop. I still don't quite. I'm like, is this cheating? Is it cheating? I mean, for me,
Not
I'm
anymore.
just working with what I got, and that's what I heard. I guess a lot of producers, I guess I can just do whatever works for me. But I was gonna say, do you have any suggestions as well? Like,
That's what you want to accomplish.
yeah.
If you want to learn how to play the piano, you need to have a keyboard, and you need to practice some basic things. Spend a little time at it.
Yeah, because I hear sounds in my head, but I can't produce them myself. I'm like, oh, I would love to have a violin doing this now, and I might try to do it with the keyboard, but I'm still not. I don't have the skill. I just hear it, but I don't have the skill to do it myself. You know.
Well, depends what the melody is. There's so much technology now that you can sing it into a microphone, and it will translate it into MIDI so that you can put it onto your instrument.
Whoa.
Yeah, all those things
This
are now.
is the kind of stuff I'm asking. Amazing.
All those
Okay.
kind of things are now available. You don't need traditional training anymore to make music. And at the end of the day, it really is about, in my view, it's really only about the music. There's a snobbery that comes with academic sort of musical approaches,
theory
and
and
that's
stuff.
what I come from. But I reject that now.
Yeah.
I embraced it for a long, long, long time, and I still respect it, but it's just not fun, and to me it misses the point that a simple little beat can feel good for 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and a complex string quartet can feel like 25 minutes for 3 minutes. You know.
Yeah.
Like so overwhelmed sometimes.
Well, it's just shitty. It's just awful. You know. For 4 minutes, that's a tough sit. That's tough to sit through. You know. So is that better music than?
Yeah.
Which one's better?
Yeah.
One of them
To me, it's what makes you
requires
feel.
more training.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make the music better. Nothing is bigger than the music. Nobody is bigger than the music. And we tend to not really see it that way. We tend to see us. You know, the reflection of us, not the music itself. You associate it, and you think, well, I can't do this. Or that what I'm doing is lesser. It's not lesser, it's the creative process that it's about. It's not about
Yeah.
the outcome.
Yeah. Thank you for
The
saying
outcome
that.
will take care of itself.
That's so affirming. The first one that I made, I used a lot of loops, and I probably was like working on it for 4 hours, and I had just like this feeling of complete joy in my body. I was so into it, like just I felt all of my senses literally just like tingling and light up in a way that I haven't felt in so long, and I was like, I don't care if anybody else likes it. I feel so much joy and passion while I was doing it that I was like, this could be awful, but yeah. So I was like, you know what? Even if nothing comes of it, it brought me a lot of joy, like so much joy.
Well, what's wrong with joy?
Yeah.
What is
Totally.
wrong with joy?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
But,
I feel like we lose that. We just need to do more things just for fun, just because. Yeah.
It's just, yes. It's not having, doing something with the intention of having fun. It's just it's just getting in the way of it by imposing some sort of outside measure.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And whose
it's all
measurement? And whose measurement even?
Exactly. You know, I think I now sort of, like, so often when I hear what I consider to be nonsense, I just say, says who?
Yeah.
What? Mozart's better than Beethoven? Says who?
Exactly.
Bach music is the greatest of all time? It's great. But who says it's the greatest?
Yeah.
Who owns the measuring stick? I was at a restaurant on College Street, Japanese place. Beautiful decorations. Really nice place, nice food. And they were playing that neoclassical, almost, it's kind of wallpaper-ish type of very gentle, flowy, nice music.
Yeah.
But it's so Western to me. So I asked the manager, sort of why, I said, you've gone to such lengths to have all sorts of Japanese graphic icons and some really, really lovely pieces. I said, and yet you have this music that sounds to me like I'm in an elevator.
I was gonna say elevator music.
You know? And he didn't really understand that much English, so he didn't really know what I was talking about. That said, I realize now that there are so many of his customers that are Japanese that love that music. They don't want to hear traditional Japanese sounds. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, it's I make that association, and therefore the food even tastes more Japanese. When you're at an Indian restaurant, you don't want to hear Van Halen, you want to hear Ravi Shankar.
And it's so funny. I feel like whatever culture you're from, like that, like you're always looking to something else, and then other people are gonna be like, oh, but I want to hear Iranian music, but you're like, but I'm really into like Michael Jackson, or you're like
Right.
from the Caribbean, you're like, but I love Celine Dion.
I know.
Or you're like, yeah, you're just like, I'm Canadian, but I love like Korean K-pop. Like it's always, you know, we make these associations of like, this is where I'm gonna go, this is what I'm gonna hear, but they're like, no, we're actually more than that.
This is my neighbor Ned. That's my neighbor Ned, who was one door knock away from having dinner cooked for him tonight. Would you have said no, or would you have said come in? Come in, exactly.
And you're drinking Radlers, and I love Stiegel Radlers.
Yeah, the only good one.
Right? Yeah. Totally.
All right,
See you later.
Okay, bye. You texted Ned and let him know?
No. When I was setting the table, Toronto is a real life United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
You go on the subway. There's you, there's me, there's somebody else. When I first moved here in '77, the majority of people on the subway were white.
Mm-hmm.
It's only
Now,
50 years.
Last 50 years,
Yeah,
you see
40,
more.
yeah, 50 years.
Yeah.
I came '77. You saw different kinds of people, but mostly you saw white people.
Yeah.
And
My parents came 30 years ago. My dad's Iranian and my mom is Polish, so they met here because they would never meet
you're not gonna meet.
otherwise.
You ain't meeting in Tehran. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
they're not meeting in Tehran or in Wrocław. Yeah, they met here. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know, I tell you, consistently. You know, I'm not a nationalist or a blood type person, but I do notice when I meet people, I consistently meet elegant, sophisticated Persians.
Oh, cool.
Persians are, I've had nothing but impressive experiences. I've never seen a white trash Persian.
What's that? What does that look like?
You know, somebody who's just a stupid guy with no class.
I feel like there's those folks in every
I guess so, but I
I
don't
was like,
see-
I don't know, Asher. I'm like this.
we get- but
this
we-
sounds
but-
like it's everywhere.
The thing about being
Yeah.
an immigration magnet
Yeah.
is that you get the best of everybody.
Yeah, that's nice.
We got your family, we got her family,
Yeah.
we got you guys. You know,
Yeah.
United States didn't get you, we got you.
I feel like it's
We
hard.
get the
to-
best.
You don't see like you hear so many stories too though about like my parents were both educated back home, but then coming here was such a struggle for them. So like they might seem uneducated because my dad drove cabs then for 10 years, and you
Yeah.
hear that story a lot. Where it's like, and then there's this perception because they couldn't afford education. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm lucky because they
They did
came
it
here
for
to
you.
they came here to give me a chance to get education.
Yeah.
My sisters get education and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, shit,
Yeah.
Iran, what a, the fucking government is such nuts. You
Yeah.
know, the religious crew are
The
nuts.
people are beautiful.
The
The
people
government
are amazing.
is wild.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. I
so-
feel like that's a lot of countries though.
The-
The governments are wild, and then you meet the people, and the people are
People.
suffering because of governments. Like
People are
Colombia
people.
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
People are just people.
Yeah.
Every day, a little bit better. A
Yeah.
little bit better. It'll never be perfect.
Yeah.
It can't be perfect. It's just not the way energy works. Energy works with opposition. So there's
Yeah.
always going to be opposition.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I'm telling you, things are a hell of a lot better now.
Yeah.
And it, I'm hopeful. I know you didn't want to talk politics. I'm hopeful that that COVID kills neoliberalism. To me, that in my lifetime, that's the worst thing I've seen happen. I've seen improvements in all the social areas. All the social areas.
I don't know what neoliberalism is. I know what like liberal.
Trickle down
do you know?
economics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What has taken over the world economy in the last 45, 50 years. It's designed to do exactly what it did,
Oh.
to concentrate the wealth.
Right. That's neoliberalism.
It destroyed the middle class. The chances of you two really bright ladies owning a house.
Not just
is
us, our
pretty
entire
slow.
generation
I
is
know,
fucked.
I know,
Sorry,
unless
our whole generation, like, zero chance of owning a home. Yeah. Yeah.
unless you have
Yeah, not just a home. Even paying rent is a struggle. Yeah.
a good friend of mine. He's a lawyer.
So that's
He
new.
does a lot of real estate law. He finishes. He closes. You know, there's a lot of houses selling. He told me that not one house that he does has the down payment from the buyers. It's all money. Maddie, this is what I was talking about. Richard,
Did you bring pie? We heard you work for a
knocked
good
on my
pie
door.
place.
That's Jonathan.
Yeah.
These two ladies knocked on my door at about 5 o'clock, and they said, "Would you like us to cook you dinner?"
We made
I
some
mean,
good food.
how could I say no? So I said yes, and we just had a fantastic pasta, and we could only use. She works at Sweetie Pie. He does too, actually.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I've been meaning to.
Not anymore. Not okay.
Nice.
He was the ice cream server.
Oh, nice. So you guys were the dessert hookup. Cool.
See, I didn't want people to think that I was lying to them. It's kind of surreal that, you know, something that you wonder, what would you do if that ever happened? Well, I'm open, so, you know, I just say, I believe in just saying yes.
Yeah, I like that.
believe in that.
Believe
Say
in
yes?
saying yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go. My instinct says no. That's when I go, you gotta say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You too?
No.
Oh,
When
you're just like,
If
okay.
my instinct say no, then I'm going to say no.
Then you're gonna say no.
I'm
Okay.
practical.
Well, it depends what I'm saying no to. You know, if you were two guys, I may not have done it.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
She was particularly comforting. You know, you don't make people feel nervous. You know, you put people at ease just by your own sense of ease.
I totally, yeah.
So, you know, the other day they had the cops coming and throwing homeless people out of the park. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go?
Yeah.
Why are they homeless? I mean, some have mental illness issues. Well, you know, it'd be nice to have assistance for that.
Yeah, totally.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, if you advocate, are you a political advocate?
Yeah, like I'm kind of getting back into activism now. I'm in school for women and children's counseling. But yeah, I've always just been super sensitive to injustice. I'm an Aquarius, so if you know anything about astrology. Yeah, and yeah, like, you know, I'm multiply marginalized. Like, I'm queer, I'm neurodivergent, I'm a person of color, my parents are immigrants. So like seeing their struggles.
Yeah, you got a couple of ticks on the
seeing their struggles, it's
thing.
just like, and I think that's like, you know, there's a point of like, okay, am I just gonna like give up, or like what can I do for myself or my community?
Never.
So like, yeah, it's like that makes me feel empowered. Going to rallies, hearing everybody using their voices, like I don't cry a lot, but it's like when I feel hope that I'm just like, yes, it's great. People are like coming together in unity and love, that I'm like, yes, it's gonna be okay. Like that's the thing that keeps me going. Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to persevere.
Yeah. So I think that's it. It's like rather than feel helpless or hopeless, it's like no.
You need to,
Yeah.
you know, what needs to be done in those situations is you need to change the channel. You need to just switch off the focus that you have.
Yeah.
And you need to look. I'm going to give an example for the camera. You know, if I put my hand over here, all you see is my hand.
Yeah.
All you see is my hand. If I put my hand over here, you still see my hand,
Yeah.
but you also see
The
everything
bigger
else
picture.
around it.
The bigger picture.
And that is how it works. Now, so when your hand is there, and when you've got this kind of a thought process thing, and all you can think about is some sort of anger generating thoughts that you've got, or worry or anxiety generating thoughts, you just have to pull back.
Yeah.
You just have to You know, look at it from a wider arc,
Yes, thank you.
and you will, or just change the channel. Just
Yeah,
change the
I love
fucking
that.
channel. Think of something happy.
Yeah.
Think of a happy moment in your life, and you go, okay, well, that's pretty good.
That's even why I was excited to do this with Yuliku, because I was like, this is just so wholesome. It's so like just united, you know, like especially COVID, like while I think it made some people like appreciate each other more, to be like, oh shit, I really miss just like giving a hug, you know? I really miss just like being in presence with people.
Yeah.
Now it's also like, it also divided some people. Like people are more afraid of each other. So
Yeah.
it's nice to also be like, okay, here's where I'm at in my health status. Can
Yeah.
we trust each other, talking to each other about these things and
Yeah.
like reconnecting, which again is like what I find Toronto is about too, is like trying to connect. Yeah. So it's nice.
So, how old were you? My daughter is non-binary, and she's, you know, all of it, a they and them and so on, and also very politically active. She shows a lot more hostility than you're showing. Maybe you have the same hostility.
No, I'm always like, I've always been so chill, because I'm also like,
not chill
people
enough.
can't have, I understand people who are angry, and I'm like, this is so valid.
Yeah.
And but for me, I'm also like, I'm a counselor for a reason, because I also think like
Yeah.
a lot of it's, I'm happy to do the emotional labor so that we can have conversations.
Yes.
Because I know some people shut down to anger, and I know it sucks and people's anger is valid, but I'm also like, how can we talk in a way where like we can maybe make something happen? And I think all approaches are necessary in different contexts. So
Watch the camera.
yeah,
when
I
You're
know.
talking with your hands. And I
was-
tell you, it's
I was
the
like,
best thing
we
I've
had
ever done.
pasta. We had
I almost
pasta. And now
knocked
I'm talking with my hands
I
Italian.
think if you block it, it's cool because it's a GoPro.
It's a GoPro. I was
It
like,
is
you're putting your.
shocking.
She put her Canon up
You
here,
know,
but this is what it's built for.
it's 15 feet down onto concrete,
Yeah.
so it could smack. Okay? It's not landing on grass.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so so it must have been tough. Like,
Yeah.
at what age did you kind of know that you were just not like the other girls?
Honestly, I grew up with four sisters.
Yeah.
And I grew up with four, like my two older sisters are totally Polish. So they're like white and European. My mom is European. My dad is Iranian, and they're straight. And my younger sister actually is 21, and she's also queer, and she's Persian and Polish like me. And then I have a little sister that's 14.
Yeah.
But I've just always been the one who's like cared a lot in my family. And my sisters would be like, why do you care about this stuff? It doesn't matter. You're not going to make a change. And I was like, honestly, if I believe in that, like, it just fed my depression. I was like, I can't believe that. I need to
Yeah.
believe in like hope and that organizing and mutual aid, that something is going to like heal us, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like you said you've seen so much progress in the last 15 years.
Oh, yeah, there's lots.
It's not because people gave up hope. It's because they kept fighting. And they kept fighting for love.
It persisted.
Yeah, so
Listen,
it's like
I
fighting
said,
for love, yeah.
Energy is oppositional,
Yeah.
and everything is energy.
Yeah.
So you have to expect it, and you can't back off.
Yeah.
And we've got the old we've got a lot of the old establishment pinned down right now. I think we got to put that. That's why I was saying, I hope that neoliberalism
Yeah.
dies of COVID.
Yeah. And I get that people like, yeah, it dies of COVID.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's proven that the private sector doesn't give a fuck about anything except their
Exactly.
their
Yeah.
shares and their dividends. And it wasn't the private sector that delivered all these vaccines.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it was an incredible. We didn't get up to 75% because the Bay did anything.
Yeah.
Or that Harvey's fucking did anything.
Yeah,
or any
they're
of these other
focusing on their
stinking
profit.
companies.
Totally.
Right, they don't
Yeah.
care. They don't care.
Yeah.
And neoliberalism is all about having no government regulations, having no unions, and basically just the Wild West for business,
Yeah.
unregulated business. This is
Yeah.
the essence of it. We would have unbelievably polluted rivers if it wasn't for people.
The-
That government is the community.
It's grassroots. Like
Yeah.
that's my dream when I was like 15, I was like, I want to work for the UN. And now, and then I also like, while I still believe in the values of the UN, I also see how like the higher up you get, there's like so much bureaucracy that prevents things from actually getting
Totally.
done.
The people
and
at
then
the top are political
and then the
players.
people who are in the bottom are like focused on community and focused on like making
that's
things
where to be.
happen. And that's where
Yeah.
that's where the change happens. It's
But you
like
can do
right
that
here
right
in this
here.
in this neighborhood in your park, Asher.
Yes.
In your
well,
park,
I've seen it.
you know?
I've seen it
Yeah.
and I've done it.
Yeah.
I've seen it and I've done it.
Exactly.
So,
and your daughter's doing it and you're doing it and your family. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not as active as her, but
Yeah.
I was at one time. I'll tell you
Yeah.
a story about me at age 14, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was in grade 9, so that would probably be age 14. We had a history book that was abominable. How, complimenting how well Canada has treated its native people and how benevolent the Americans have been to their black community and their immigrant communities. How South Africa was a model. This is in the height. This is 60 something.
Yeah.
This was 69, 1969, and that was an era of political activism. A lot of things changed after that era. Because of that intense political activism,
Yeah.
which included
And the psychedelics.
which included the Montreal School Board,
Yeah.
to convene a meeting at my high school's auditorium for students to register complaints. Some people complained about, we don't like the uniforms anymore. We don't want uniforms. It's too military or whatever it was.
Valid.
And my issue was this history book. And I said, this is a shame to present in 1969.
Yeah.
And I read quotes from South Africa about how wonderful the whites have been to the blacks.
Colonizers were.
Yeah, exactly.
Our colonizers are great.
Exactly. How
Lies.
wonderful all the colonizers were. England, the sun shot out of its ass, but and I read the quotes, and when those guys heard those quotes, my history teacher told me the next morning, the following morning, she says, "You're not going to believe this, but they're changing the history book for next year's curriculum." So I felt, at that time that was kind of big in that time because I was young. I wanted to be older. I wanted to be, or I shouldn't say I wanted to be older. My model were the older protesters protesting civil rights, protesting the war in Vietnam, protesting this old world thinking that we didn't want to serve anymore, and wanting a better world.
Yeah.
So a lot came out of that, but that was that one particular story.
That's huge. It's like, again,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I was discriminated against in Montreal, I just said, I'm not sticking around for this fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's no way. I live in Canada. I'm going to Toronto. Great musicians there. I'll work in the studios. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Grassroots. Yeah.
It's not as far as Shenzhen, but it's and it's not as far as Tehran. That's where you are, Tehran.
That's where my family is back home. I was born here, first generation. But
Okay.
yeah, that's where my dad is.
First generation has its issues.
Yeah.
Parents have traditions.
Yeah.
They can't really understand it.
Yeah.
Can't
But
really
then you
get
get
it.
all these cool first generation kids coming from all these different cultures growing up in Canada.
I know,
and
you're
it's
all so
weird.
cool.
And it's weird, but then it's like so many cool new ideas come of it. It's just, I don't know, yeah,
Oh,
it's
this
rad.
is the best it can be.
Yeah.
It's as good as it can be.
Yeah.
When people coming together, that's the dream.
Before you use up all this battery, I would love to hear you play piano. I had no requests for today, but I would just love to hear
Sure.
music. And I don't know if you know this, but Yuliku also plays. So I don't know. Yeah, it would be,
You want to play duet?
yeah, like I would love to hear, that's my dessert, is hearing your music.
Okay, so let's
I'll
tidy-
help clean up. We can all
let's
clean up
tidy this
together.
up.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
No, I'll
Yeah.
take care
Oh
of this.
no,
you guys.
we'll do it together.
What
It's okay.
a wonderful
We
meal.
collaborated. You provided ingredients. It was such a joy.
Hey, we're not done.
Oh no, we're not done. No, we're not done.
Take that in.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Sounds
we're
good.
gonna take this. You got that?
Yeah. Got it. Yuliku, I'll leave the GoPro here for you. So that's you take care of your filming. Thank you, dear. who's quite the pianist can hear you when you walk in. I wonder if you guys will make music together. I don't know
So,
if it's possible.
Yuliku, you must play classical music, right? You play classical, like classically trained, or do you play pop music?
I'm classical trained, but I love neo
Neoclassical. Oh, okay. Well, we can improvise. I can show you some composing tricks if you would like. I'm sure you'd learn them in a second.
Oh, I want to learn that.
So one evening I was over at somebody's house for Christmas Eve, and they were singing all the traditional Christmas songs. Somebody was gathering around the piano, and then after the sing-song finished, everybody scattered and went into the kitchen, into other rooms, and I stayed at and there was a piano, so I'm walking around. I didn't actually know anybody there, or I only knew one or two people there, and so there was the piano, and I had had a couple of drinks, and I had a couple of puffs, and I sat at the piano, and I went, what am I gonna play? What do I feel like playing? What do I feel like playing? Because it was a house of good musicians.
Oh.
I said, I'm gonna play something as fast as I can. You know, not exactly Flight of the Bumblebee. So I just started doing this. So I call that the First Avenue jump, because the party was on First Avenue, and that's kind of a jump. So that's not exactly classical music, but you like to play. You want to improvise with me?
I'm nervous.
Do you want to play something of yours?
Yes, you're
And
welcome to
show-
play. You want to play
And then
something
go
of yours?
together, or do you just want to play something together?
No, first.
I don't know how to play something together.
Okay, well,
can
we'll
try, we can
improvise together,
Yeah.
but why
You guys
don't
can
you
just play
see if
around,
you can
yeah.
get comfortable. You only have a sustain pedal, okay? That's all you have right there. And if you want louder or softer, right there.
And I don't know how to play happy music. But I can play something that's not for me.
Just
Okay,
play your music.
play anything you want. I love that.
Oh.
I love that. That's not yours?
No.
Oh, but you
It's
learned
just
that.
from a movie. Yeah.
It's from a movie?
Yeah.
Which movie?
What's the name? It's called Secret. It's from Taiwan.
Yeah, and you learned it from reading notes, right? You
And
learned
from
it.
reading notes,
Okay.
not from hearing.
Yeah. Ah, that's so cool because it's got a little
was
bit of
amazing.
honky tonk, and I can hear why you chose it because the piece that I had has some honky tonk also to it.
Yeah.
So you have that, play another 30-second beat. How about play the Minute Waltz?
Minute what?
Oh, that's a really hard piece.
Or just play
I was not being serious.
whatever you're.
Chopin. It's a piece by Chopin,
Mm.
which is very, very challenging to play in 1 minute.
I think the thing about my brain is it's always in an empty. That has been a struggle for me. I don't remember anything.
Well, you did pretty good right there. Your brain is empty. I think your brain is full. I think that's the problem.
Always
There's no more room for anything.
You play something I wrote.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think I wrote this in a minute. Because it just come. It just
That's
came.
how it's supposed to be.
Don't know how to make it more layers.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful,
That's
beautiful,
great.
beautiful,
I don't know how
beautiful.
to write very simple music.
That's beautiful. I love. Yeah. Wow.
So that progression, you know where you're going in mind. Oh, you want?
I am the girl of academia. I was learning the girl from, and then they play the chord,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking that, oh, okay, this sounds very nice, so that's how I wrote it.
Ah,
Yeah, I was
nice.
learning
But you
that
should
song.
really, you know, that chord. Can you play it up there? Same thing.
Oh yes, I think this was how the music was like. Sorry.
Yeah, so don't be sorry.
Yeah, that was the music I wrote.
You know,
Yeah.
usually it's discouraged to play a chord down there. Usually you would voice it like that. You know, you'd be more like rather than that because it's a little muddy.
So it has
It's more clear. More clear up here.
Oh, I didn't know
This is that's the basis of a really famous Canadian song called These Eyes, and a lot of other songs too.
that. Cool.
I think I did a version of Imagine like that one.
Oh, I'd like to hear Imagines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to play next.
It's cool how you guys
Could
give
you
each
do this?
other.
Can you stretch that 10th?
Yeah.
That's a really excellent way to kind of do it. Try it, because it's open. It's hard.
It's never come out.
Well, it takes practice. I've been doing it for
This
a
is
few
really
years.
cool hearing how I'm having like it's cool hearing the way you guys are like collaborating through the music. It's like the whole other language. It's really beautiful.
Well, the music that she likes to do, I do different with a different sort of. I do it more with grooves and electronica kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've done everything. There's no music style I haven't done.
I feel like that's what's so cool about music though, is like there's a totally different language that people can speak that also is like unifying.
It is. Well, we all love hearing it, so that's universal. But as far as the scales and the chords, here, let me play something for you that I think you'll like. Let me play it.
That was
You're welcome to sit there, but I would be sitting on your lap.
Yeah.
You would be like this. So here, I did this a lot of years ago. And so this is a story. I call this song Aaron's song. Aaron is my son,
Oh.
and he was maybe 3 months old, 3 or 4 months. He was an infant, really tiny little bundle. And I remember I was in the house and I was in my music room, and I had I had him in my. He was all wrapped up and had him in my arm. And I was going, wow, I really feel like playing some piano. So I just started to, I said, well, you know, Ravel wrote a piano concerto for the left hand, right? So I just started to play something in the left hand. So the piece starts with it, and I can actually go through the whole song with it, but I did end up over time, it's 38 years, writing like an improvisational right hand. So this is how it goes. So this is what I wrote with my little infant son. So did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
So did you notice my left hand? Come. Look over my shoulder. Remember I was showing you this? I said, you know, play a G minor instead of like this. Instead of that, play this. Right, stretch it out. It gives you more, opens the space a little bit. Okay? And so what I did here was I went C. Instead of doing this, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's nice. But this, it's tight. It's all in one area. Right? In the C, E, and G. But I put the C here, I put the E here, and the G here. And now I move it down to A minor. A minor is this, right? But I do it this way. F. And then to G, but instead of it like this, I move this down, I move this here. We have it as a 10th.
And then you can play so many things in between.
Yes, you have more room. You have more room for the melody to shine. If I do this,
And you feel like they are so intense.
I think it's nicer like this.
The wider view.
It's Exactly. So if you can build your chords, you know, when you're working with an orchestra, if you can build your chords so that you're spreading out the notes. Kind of nice and jazzy, but look how nice, look how that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes. 7 notes over 2 octaves, right? 1, 2, 3 octaves. And I could play those 7 notes in 1 octave, or certainly in 2. So if you're going to voice, if you're going to write for an orchestra, and that's what I've been trained to do, you spread out the notes so that you avoid clusters, unless that's what you want.
That's what my brain sounds like.
That's like bees.
That's what my brain sounds like. That's ADHD.
Oh.
Sorry, that sound you
Is
did.
that right? This?
My brain just went like, that's what that sounds like.
Oh.
It's like everything wanting to come out at once versus how you're saying it, spreading it out.
Here, I'll play you, want to hear an oldie? Want to hear an old song? Do you know, are you familiar with George Gershwin?
No.
Rhapsody in Blue?
Maybe I.
Oh, I didn't play it very well. This one here is, should I try this one? Let me see. I'm trying to think of which tune would be a good one for you guys to hear. What would I like to play for you? Slow, fast. There's some videos. Well, you'll go see the videos. I'm going to direct you to the videos. Here, let's have a listen to this one. patterns. Do that again.
Okay, I will play stuff, but you have to promise me right now you won't post it. Otherwise, I'll be too nervous.
Yeah, okay.
No, post it. Here's your band.
It sounds good.
Repeat that.
I don't know.
It sounds good.
Okay, Una. I left it up here.
It sounds nice.
We're trying things. I'm getting into my head now.
Ah, bravo.
That was good.
I felt like I was in there for a minute and then I like got into my head.
That is
That
letting
was
yourself go into the music.
Yeah.
Always.
Bye.
Well, you're gonna have contact info soon, so
Yeah,
totally. Just say, "Hey, Asher, I'm nearby. What are
I
you
will.
up to?" A lot of the times I'm not available.
No problem.
But anyways, so let me say goodbye to you guys. So thank you so much for the most fun Wednesday evening I've had in so long, and it's just because you guys are both so lovely, such charmers.
It was so rad.
Such
Yeah.
fantastic guys.
It was
Oh,
really
our
rad.
hug.